I literally did something that was seemingly impossible on day one. I was like, there is no way I'm going to be able to do this. And I did it. Stunt riding taught me if I want something, I just go get it and don't give up. That's the only way you're going to fail is if you give up. You think people give a shit if it took you 1 month, 6 months, 6 years, 10 years? Nobody gives a shit about that. They just see when you actually accomplish the thing that you went out to do. And then people are like, wow, man, you did that so fast. You're so lucky.
Hey, what's up, guys? This is Drea from Get Vertical, and I had the honor to sit down with Krista from Dela Crew. She's a female stunt rider from Canada. She came all the way to Arizona to sit down with me and talk girl talk. And we got real raw and talked about some deep shit that is never really spoken about the competition in the female stunt scene and how to overcome insecurities that most of us females deal with and have to overcome. So I hope you guys enjoy this episode and let me know in the comments what you think. Krista, I'm so glad you're in Arizona right now.
I'm so glad I'm here too.
How long's the drive from Canada to Arizona?
Dude, I don't even know. Like, I don't think I looked on the map all the way from home, but it was 17 hours to Reno and then another 7 to Vegas and then 4 from Vegas, right?
Yeah.
So 11 plus 17, so 28. With
Shit.
stops and some gas and
With 3 kids.
Yeah.
That is insane.
Yeah. We just like hog tie them and muzzle them in the back though. So it's fine.
Yeah. Annabelle, your daughter, was just saying that you do this twice a year.
Couple times. Yeah. Sometimes 3, I think last year. We don't always bring them, but we do bring them more than we don't. My mother-in-law keeps them sometimes. So yeah, we're at least 3 times we come on a big trip down here a year. The scene in Canada is,
Tiny.
it's tiny.
How many of you guys are there?
Like where we live, there's literally like 5 or 6 of us. Yeah. Like we're talking like where we live, like in our actual town, it's like Jesse Miller, Brett and I, and like a couple of other guys, JC, who we miss dearly.
Yeah.
He's kind of taking a back seat right now. He's got a little family and doing some different things, but he's kicking around. And then a couple like up and comers, maybe 2 or 3 other people, but it's like us 4. Like that's what we got going on.
So are you the only chick?
Yeah.
Okay.
There's only like legit like 2 girls at Wheelie in Canada.
Really? Who's that? You
and Lizzie.
Lizzie.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
She's killing it.
She's killing it.
Yeah. I just saw her doing crazy Larry's.
Yes.
I love how she's like pushing the envelope for women.
Yes.
I love that.
Yes. We're like total soul sisters. Like you get connected when you're 2 in a country. Like,
oh yeah.
Yeah.
So there's no competition?
Never. No. We're both so supportive of each other.
That's so good because when there was less females in the States, it was like, well, maybe I'm competitive, but I know I wasn't the only one.
No.
It was like really competitive. I feel like the more women that get into the scene, the less competitive it is and more supportive. I feel like, I don't know.
Yeah.
At least that's my analysis since coming back from.
Yeah. And you would know, like you're the one that was there at the beginning, right? Like I definitely wouldn't know. I like saw some shit sitting at home on my phone before I ever did anything. But yeah, like I've only experienced like support and it's been really, really cool. Really cool.
That's awesome. So how did that did you get inspired by Instagram or what? What was your like moment in time where you're like, all right, I'm going to try this. Like how did you even get into this shit?
Well, you for sure.
Shut up.
100%.
You're lying.
100%. Oh. Yes. And Becca, Dizzy. Oh my gosh, who else was I watching? All of you. There's only like 6 of you. And I was watching and I only started riding in 2018. So first bike I ever rode in my whole life was my Sportster. I'd never even rode a dirt bike.
Really?
Yeah. So I started riding in 2018. By 2020, I was like, knew what I was doing, could turn a corner.
Yeah.
had the basics figured out. And I'm hanging out with these guys all the time.
Mhm.
And then I was so sick and tired of coming off of a red light and everyone wheeling and me being at the back of the pack like a grandma, just like, and I'm just like, I am not doing this anymore.
bored.
I am bored and I am sticking out like a sore thumb.
Hey, what's up, guys? I hope you're enjoying the episode. Real quick plug, I want to invite you guys to our online wheelie coaching course. This is exclusively made for Harley riders. We created a 3-stage progression method that is guaranteed to teach you how to wheelie. This is for day one learning riders. It's broken down from day one all the way to balance point. With this course, you get our exclusive members only Get Vertical app that makes it easier to access while you're at the lot practicing. You also get to join our Facebook community where we have a group experts in there all ready to help and other Harley stunt riders learning from each other. You'll also get invited with online group coaching with Bruce and I, where you can ask us direct questions about your progress and any struggles you're having. You can sign up at getverticalcoaching.com. Link will be in the description. Anyways, back to the show.
And so I actually got motivated by like, what is that feeling? Like I just felt
FOMO.
Yeah.
FOMO.
Yeah.
Dude.
And they were so supportive. Like, like when you first start, like I learned to wheelie on my Sportster. So I would pop it up and it would come up 2 inches and they would all be like, that's it. That's it.
So when you first clutched up, how did you feel?
So
I need to know.
Scared.
Girl, I
So
almost threw up in my helmet. And I don't even think my wheel came off
No.
the ground. It like just elevated just slightly off the pavement,
Like,
and I almost vomited from all the anxiety.
Like just the pressure came off the forks the time
Yeah.
leave the pavement. Yeah.
Is that what happened to you?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. That's so cool that you had like supportive men.
Right.
I had the opposite.
Oh shit.
I'm not playing. Guys like clowned me and like they weren't very supportive. At least that's what my memory of it. I'm sure they supported me too, but you always remember the negative shit, So like, yeah, it was different for me.
And it's a vulnerable situation. Like you suck for a really long time.
Yes.
And you have to keep going out there and keep riding the lot in front of all these people that are shredding. And it's vulnerable. So like that's how you remember it. But also like some of that might be you just feeling insecure.
Totally. And that's a huge thing for women, I feel like, is the insecurities of stunt riding in general. Like we just never feel good enough.
Yeah, I'm there. I've never been more there than I am right now.
Really?
Like I am in my worst spot mentally that I've been probably the entire time, like the week that I've been here.
Let's talk about that a little bit. So like, what do you think is causing it, and like how can we overcome this?
I don't know if I know what's causing it, but like I do know like how much it's affecting me. Like your mental game of like this sport is everything. So without being confident and like going out there, like telling myself like I'm gonna shred this, like I got this, and I'm having all that like negative self-talk, it's like affecting my riding, it's affecting my mood, like it's bad. And then with the show coming up, like I'm just full of anxiety. Like it's just all it's like compounding, right? Like it's like when it's good, it's good. And it rolls and it's better and better and better. And when it's bad, it's doing that. So I really Yeah. Yeah. I think it's just being around all you guys and you're so good. Like it's it's checking me a little bit.
You know what's weird though? It doesn't stop like that insecurity. You have good days, obviously, and bad days, but it doesn't stop. It doesn't matter how good you are or
Right.
how long you've been in the game. Like you still have days where you feel like exactly what you explained. So it's not just you.
Right.
It's me too. Like I
Right.
go through it too, and it doesn't matter how skilled you are or how long you've been in the game. It's just something that I don't know how to overcome it. Because I noticed with my drifting, before I started practicing drifting, I just didn't feel motivated stunt riding. I just didn't feel I wasn't having fun with wheelies anymore.
Yeah.
You just kind of get bored. I don't know.
Yeah.
You kind of get bored of wheelies. And then so I just didn't feel confident And then I started practicing drifting, and it started clicking, and I walked differently. I literally walked different.
New trick alert.
Yeah, you know what I'm
Yes.
saying? Like,
Yes.
just the fact that I'm progressing and I feel like, okay, now I'm getting back into the swing
Yeah.
of things, you know?
I'm definitely like it plateauing right now, and like I don't know about for you, but for me, my learning curve is like I learn something, I plateau for quite a while, and then I learn something, and then I plateau for quite a while, and I'm definitely on that plateau right now. So yeah, like those feelings that you're talking about, and when I do learn something new or level up, I do get that like extra.
Boost of ego.
Yes.
Oh, you
Yeah.
know what? Actually, the other day I did something different. So I had a shitty lot sesh, and I felt like shit. And then I did this thing where I detached myself from it, and I decided to accept it as data.
Okay.
So as data.
Yes.
So instead of saying I am my skills,
Right.
I said this is just a day
Mm-hmm.
where I had a bad day,
Mm-hmm.
but at least I came out and I kept going even when I like almost like patted myself on the back, saying at least I kept going when I didn't feel like riding. I showed up when I was tired and making excuses not to come,
Mm-hmm.
and I came and I tried my best, and I'm still trying. I had to have learned something today. What did I learn? And I really try to dissect what I learned. And I'm
Right.
like, okay, I learned that I need to slow down a little bit before my drifts. Maybe I had a shitty day altogether, but like I did learn something.
Yeah.
And if it weren't for the bad days, we wouldn't have good days,
No.
you know?
No.
And
No.
so I think trying to detach from it, you know, and that's what I'm doing with the show also. We've talked about this off
Yeah.
camera, but like how we're nervous about performing, you know, and just being the first female stunt show. I was talking about with the guys too. It's like, what the fuck are we gonna do without them?
Right. I lean on them.
Yeah, like they're the show.
They're the show.
And we're just like a accessory, you know, to make it look shiny.
Right. Yeah, there's not a lot of expectation. Like when you're the only girl riding in the show, it's like I'm not even talking about that like what other people think. I'm just talking about how I feel. So like I don't have a lot of expectations on myself in that instance because I know that the show's good with or without me. So whatever it is that I can do in that lot, on that street, on that day, whether it's a good day or a bad day, is good enough. And this show does not feel that way for me. I feel very responsible. And I'm like, listen, 20% of this show is on my shoulders. So you better fucking turn it out.
Girl,
Yeah.
I feel you. I'm right there with you, you know. And so Bruce and I were talking about it because Seabear was saying, "Oh, that's my lot, you know, it's in his hometown, and
Yeah.
it's like it's so slippery." And he's saying all this stuff that I don't even want to repeat because I don't want it to get into my head.
Yeah.
But I told Bruce, I said, "Look, there's nothing we can change about the situation,
Yeah.
about how shitty the spot is. There's nothing we can change. All we can do is focus on setting up our bike correctly so that we have the best chances of success.
Yeah.
And not allowing anything to penetrate our mental.
Yeah.
That's the only two things we
Yeah.
can control.
Because if we tell ourselves we can't, then we're not going to be able to.
We've already failed,
That's right.
you know? So
Yeah.
it's like, that's our only chance. Let's just get through this shit.
Let's just get through the shit.
We're going to do it,
We're
dude.
going to do it.
We got
We
this.
got this. We got this. And also big shout out to Red Rock Harley Davidson for sticking their neck out for us for this.
You know what? They're so supportive, and I'm just like blown away.
Me too.
Like, it's
It gives me
amazing.
goosebumps.
It's amazing. And
Yeah.
I hope we do a good show for them, and I hope everyone's happy, and I hope we're just overthinking this shit, because I think at the end of the day, like I was telling you, we're so worried about what other stunt riders are going to think of us, because in our niche, everyone is so good. And all we do is see highlight reels of what other people are doing and other women and other men are doing. And you think they're doing it every single time.
Yeah.
But the highlight reels just replaying. It's not them doing or landing that trick every single time.
Right.
We don't see their failures. Why would they post their failures? I don't blame them.
Unless it's a big epic crash.
Yeah.
Then you get lots of
But you're not going to see your half turn drift, you know? Like there's nothing to see there,
No,
you know?
No.
You're going to post the one that you got multiple turns, and it's like, but that's not happening every time.
No.
So, I don't know. I think we need to stop thinking through the lens of everyone in our niche, which is like not even 1% of the human population.
Mm-hmm. Correct.
And start thinking about the masses of Harley riders that are coming to watch, and they might not have even seen a woman ride a Harley.
Right.
Normally.
Right.
And then out here, even if we clutch it up 5 feet in there, they're like, holy shit.
Yeah.
I didn't know these things are wheelie.
Yeah. And we know all the boys in our niche. We're married to some of them.
I mean, they see us ride.
Yeah. They're going to be there cheering us on, whether we're doing
shitty or not.
Yeah. You know what?
We're not going to do shitty.
We're not going to kill it. But they're going to be there stoked. So what are we worried about?
Totally.
We don't need to worry about it. Though that feeling and like the drive that you and I both have to do well and to excel, I think is part of the reason that we stunt ride, right? Like it's never fucking good enough.
Mm-hmm.
Like next thing I'm going to do, next thing I'm going to do, next thing I'm going to do. And if we didn't have that little voice telling us like, go get it, go bigger, go faster, go harder, we wouldn't be stunting because we would just be riding around our bikes on 2 wheels.
You're so right.
Right.
You're so right. We're like always wanting to push the limits.
Yeah.
We're just like, we're always wanting to reach that next level. And I think that's where it is. Because once we're like, okay, we want to get wheelies.
Yeah.
We get wheelies.
Yeah.
But it doesn't give us fulfillment. So we want to learn something new. And then it's the dopamine is in the chase. Once you get the candy, it wasn't as good as you thought it was going to be. And you want the next candy. And then you go chase the next candy. And then you're like, okay, what else is there?
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
I don't know if you're into like Andrew Huberman.
I relate to everything that you just said for sure.
Yes.
I don't know who Andrew Huberman is, but yes.
It's so true.
Yeah.
It's so true.
And I mean, when I tell people that I got sober the same year I started riding my bike and that I like replaced drugs and alcohol with dopamine and adrenaline and, you know, all these things, they're like, oh yeah, that makes sense.
Oh my gosh. Tell me about that.
I mean, yeah, like it's just exactly that. 2018 made a big lifestyle change, cleaned up and haven't looked back. But I took up riding a motorcycle because I was like, I'm bored. Like I need something.
That's so amazing to hear because I was just talking about it with my friend that like stunt riding saves people's lives.
100%.
It's not just stunt riding. Like people get over depression and suicide.
Yes.
They quit doing drugs.
Yes.
And alcohol.
Yes.
It gets them. It changes
failed marriages and just so many things. And then people are like, yeah, I went out there and I did this and it, you know, turned my life around.
So how has it changed you as a person?
Literally, I'm a completely different person.
Really?
Like I was nothing like I am today. And, you know, Jesse and Miller and my husband and everybody knew me prior to that. And I didn't ride with them at all. Like I just didn't even have a bike. And, they didn't like me.
Why didn't I like you?
I was not nice.
Were you bitchy every time your husband wanted to ride?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Girl, I have something to admit to you.
Okay.
And to everyone.
This is
apparently.
It's a safe place.
Obviously.
Tell no one.
When I went on retirement, I became that bitchy girlfriend, wife that was like, you ride too much.
Ugh.
I am supportive no matter what. I was always supportive, but I was like, damn, you're never home.
Right.
You need to be home more. Like, this is crazy. It was worse when we moved to Arizona.
Right.
Well, it was like an everyday thing.
Because the scene here is lit.
Yeah. And when people come into town, which is often, it's like he's not coming home until 3 a.m.
Right.
It's been much better since I came back.
Mm.
It's been much better.
Yeah. You guys share the passion.
Yeah.
And I mean, like when you're talking about that, it kind of brings up for me though, because I do have like mom guilt sometimes. And I think that happens to moms no matter what it is that they're doing, whether it could be just about work or their passion or hobby or whatever. But yeah, like we have to practice. Like
Yeah.
if I don't practice, I'm not going to get any better. And as it is, I feel like we were talking about this again off camera, a couple times a week, the progression is slow. Like that isn't enough. It's not, it's all I got, but it's not a lot. And so you watch other people who maybe don't have children or maybe have decided to practice more because that works for them. And you watch them progress faster, and then that can be hard, right? Like, you're like, oh, like I'm not behind. Yeah.
Yeah.
But we got to find balance. Like you got to have some kind of balance.
How do you balance that? How do you? You got your full rig set up. Do you bring that whole thing to the? Well, it's not hot there. Right?
We don't have a lot. There is no lot where we live. We practice on the streets. We run from the cops. We have a logging road that is full-blown active logging trucks and traffic and potholes, and it's crowned in the center. So you go off the side, and that's where I learned. So like when we came down here, one of the guys, when we were kind of making a plan on the first day, and they're like, blah, blah, blah. And then like, the boys will hit the streets, and then we'll meet up with you girls at the lot. And then I was like, yo, like the streets is where I'm comfortable.
That's where
like,
I was born.
It's where, yeah. Like, I'm like, that's where I want to ride. And the lot fucks me up because there's people standing around watching.
Yeah,
and
too much pressure.
Used to that. And I don't know.
You're a street rider.
I'm a street rider. And so like, that's where I learned, and that's where I do my best is on the street.
Yeah, you get really high on the streets.
I mean, I feel like because there's no end point. Like I'm not looking at a wall or the end of a cul-de-sac or a whatever, right? So it takes me a minute to get to balance point. Like I definitely like struggle at that kind of beginning spot, and I'm sort of like, and then I'll kind of find it and dip back. And so by the time I find that,
at a lot,
I'm at the end. Yeah, yeah, right.
That makes sense. That makes total sense.
So on the street, I got a little room to.
Do you do second gear or first?
First.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
And at least you can. I have a hard time clutching up in the streets. I have to slow down.
Yeah.
Like really slow before I clutch up.
Right.
So if you see me doing a wheelie in the streets because I stopped traffic and
I mean
I caused a traffic jam
like,
before I clutched up. I'm like, slow down, everyone. The whole damn ride has to slow down before I clutch up if you want to see me wheelie, because it's not happening if I don't.
Yeah. With the boys that are with us this trip, one that don't stunt or whatever, and one of them's just having like nothing but bike problems and clutch problems, so he does, but he can't this trip, so they're just hanging out behind me, giving me space. So
that's awesome. They know, and they probably like
we haven't even talked about it, but
they guard you. They slow the traffic down behind you.
Yeah,
that's awesome. Yeah. That's one thing I love about the guys. They babysit us.
Yeah,
they treat us like sisters, and in the stunt scene, it's really cool. They look out for us
100%, and like it's really interesting for me because like some of my best friends are the people that we ride and travel with, and like in what like world would a 38-year-old mom of 3 be like best bros with like 20 something dudes? Like it just doesn't really make a lot of sense. Like we don't have a lot of stuff in common, but we ride together. We share all of those moments that you're talking about. They look out for me. We're super connected. Like it's like you build like real relationships in this
deep friendships.
Yeah.
Were you always friends with guys growing up?
Yeah.
Like a tom girl? Tomboy?
Yeah, definitely. Like let's be honest. Let's not lie to Drea while we're on her podcast, okay?
What?
I wasn't friends with chicks because I was a bitch.
Oh. You were? I don't see a bitch bone in your body. Really?
You know what?
Oh, is that how you changed?
Yeah.
From stunt riding? So is that like who you were before, and then when you became a stunt rider,
I mean,
you
like,
stopped being a bitch?
yeah, I guess so. Like, I think
Why?
when I just
I
got
thought that would
clean.
inflate the bitchiness.
No, no.
Really? What happened? Tell me. I need to know. What was that transition?
I
What? How?
I'm gonna say like it was a multitude of things, but I think actually the confidence, like I think I was bitchy because I was insecure, right?
Mm,
So it's like I had that bitchy as like a front, like to like protect myself. And so like stunt riding has made me super confident. Like I feel dope. Like
yeah.
and I'm proud of myself a lot, right? And among many other things that I've done since 2018 that I have to be proud of that I didn't have before that. But like I feel good about me and I don't need to be bitchy and protect myself or keep people away or um like yeah, like compete with anyone because I'm like I'm not worried about my spot, you know? Like I'm
I
like,
love that.
yeah.
Oh my gosh. You just made me have a realization. I went through something similar. I don't know if it was from stunt riding, but when I was younger, I used to like kick everyone's ass,
Mm,
like all these girls.
me too.
Oh my gosh, we're the same person. We're the same fucking person.
Yeah. Oh, I just
And it
admitted
was
that.
because I was insecure.
Yeah.
It's almost like I'd rather kick your ass than so that
Yeah. So you're afraid of
I kick your ass first, and that's your reason for not liking me,
right.
than not liking me.
Right.
It's just because
Because I
that's
was
who I
actually
am.
pretty shitty.
Yeah,
Like I was not a cool person.
yeah. But I always hung out with dudes.
Yeah. Yeah,
Always.
I got along with dudes for sure. For sure.
I think it's because women, their relationships or the friendships are like relationships. Like it takes so much effort.
Mhm.
You know, men are so much easier to be
Yeah,
around.
but today, like, I have a solid ass group of girlfriends, like, real tight, and we are, like, none of them ride.
Really?
No. My actually, my one girlfriend does ride, but she had to sell her motorcycle. Life happens, you know?
Mhm.
She'll be probably getting one back, I hope. But, yeah, the other 2 don't even ride at all, and the 4 of us are inseparable.
That's
Like,
awesome.
yeah, huge, like, those girls. Yeah.
You know, I'm finding more friendships with the stunt riders, like ladies.
Mm, yeah. Well,
A lot of them.
and we're gonna be going and hanging out with everybody, and that's
Yeah,
gonna solidify all of those.
totally.
Yeah.
You know, I wanted to know how you got started with Dela Crew. I kind of know the backstory of how you came up with the name and stuff, but I just want to know, like, did that come after stunt riding? Like, what's this whole story?
So, okay, so I lifestyle change, no more drugs and alcohol, bought a motorcycle, quit my job.
Oh, wow.
I was a mortgage broker for 12 years,
Uh-huh.
uh, very successful,
Yeah.
and it absolutely killed me. And so I said to Brett, I'm like, I don't want to do this anymore. He's like, cool. What are you going to do? I'm like, I don't know. And he's like, okay, cool. And so for 6 months, I just didn't work and I had no plans. And I rode my motorcycle every single day while the kids were in school.
And you're stunt riding at this time.
Nope,
Oh, wow.
nope. And my a friend of mine, Candace, we were partners in Dela Crew for the first year, and she was tattooing me, and she was like, "I have this idea. I want to make this girl's riding brand. Blah 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 blah." And I was like, I love that. And I was like really business orientated. Like I'm really good at like marketing and that kind of thing. And so I just started like firing off all these ideas and she's like finishing my arm. So like we're hanging out for 2 days straight, right?
Mhm.
And I'm like, how about this? And what do this? And if you do this, and then it's like at the end of the 2 days and her tattooing me, she's like, yo, like I can't do this without you. Like you have it figured out. And so I'm like, yeah, okay, I'm in. So we started it together, and she was the artist that did all of the drawings, among many other things. We shipped together. Um, we decided to do it. We ordered our first batch of clothes, and I immediately found out I was pregnant with Asher. And I was
2020. Or in 2019?
2018.
2018, you were pregnant, and
Yeah.
then you had 2019, right?
Yeah. And so, yeah, so we hammered it down. Asher was born. Like, I'm at the kitchen table breastfeeding with my laptop, like working like 50, 60 hours a week, just like nonstop. Me and Candace are packing the orders, and it's like we have Asher in the infant car seat carrier, and her and I are packing orders and propping his bottle up, and like just like it was
Doing it.
wild. Yeah. And
So at that time, how were you marketing your product?
Instagram.
Just Instagram
Yeah.
solely?
Yeah.
Was Brett stunt riding it? Did you
Yeah.
know any stunt riders?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah,
so they were kind of helping you with that whole thing.
Yeah.
How did it, once you started stunt riding, how did that help propel your business forward?
I think like I don't know, like it just really like took off more than we were expecting. Like it very quickly became a full-time job, and we were expecting it to be like this little side thing that like no one really cared about, or I don't know what we thought. Um and Candace had a full-time job, and she was a single mom of two boys. So she decided that it would be better for her to go back to her tattooing. So then I carried on without her and became the sole owner. And then um yeah, it just like grew and grew and grew like so much faster than I was expecting. But it was also like COVID. So it was like no one was going anywhere. We couldn't do anything. There was no events. So it was literally Instagram. Like there was no live activations or anything that I attended or met anyone. Um, and then I started stunt riding.
During COVID?
I think so. Yeah, 2021 maybe. I think it was like 2021.
Wow, so you've only been stunt riding for like 2 years.
Yeah, yeah. And
Okay.
Canada, we can only ride like
Yeah.
a few months out of the year. Yeah.
But did that help like get your brand seen?
Yeah, I think so. Definitely. Like I think like me personally, like I definitely like front the brand like hard, like with my face, and like be like a face to the name. And I definitely think like stunting started getting more attention like for me personally, which
Mhm.
then like flowed through to Della.
It's almost like you're the influencer
Yeah.
that runs the company.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah, and it's all just like happened naturally. Like I didn't like set out with some kind of like plan, you
Mhm.
know? Like I'm just doing the things that I love and that I feel passionate about and that are like filling my cup. And fashion happens to be one of those things as well. And it's all just happening. And it's like each time I kind of stop and like look around and like think about it, I'm just like, this is so dope.
Everything's aligning for you.
Yeah.
That's amazing. I
Hmm.
love that.
Thank
It's
you.
crazy because stunt riding really will propel forward any moto related business that you have.
Hmm.
I feel like it just gets you seen way more, your company seen.
Right. Right.
And I feel like it makes stunt riding more sustainable than like living off sponsors.
Right.
You know, if you're
Yeah.
a sponsored rider getting paid
Hmm.
versus owning your own company and just being and putting all your beans in one bucket or however you want to say it, instead of relying on all these other like 5 or 6 companies to pay you monthly and counting on them to run their business correctly.
Right.
And you're putting all the work in marketing their company and their dream when you can just build your own company. And
Yeah. And it doesn't have to be just clothes. Like
no,
there's,
you could do whatever you want.
yeah.
You want to be a mechanic? Okay,
Yeah.
be a mechanic.
Yeah.
Stunt riding is going to help you,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah. You want to sell an online course, teach people how to wheelie? You do it.
I'm so pumped about that.
I'm so pumped about that.
It's so crazy how it's like the same experience for me is kind of like all falling into pieces, before, how I was saying is kind of competitive
Yeah.
with the females before I went on retirement. It was just like stunt riding was just not fun anymore.
Yeah.
It was just so competitive. it was all in my own toxicity.
Right.
You know, it was all me. It's no blame on anyone else
Yeah.
but myself. You know, it's all in my own head. Like yeah, you feel like there's only one spot of success. Like,
Mm,
well, the problem is when there's only like maybe 10 girls, you have the chance in the world.
right.
You have the chance to be the best female stunt rider in the world.
Right. Mm,
Like the race to the top is like for me anyways was like death.
yeah.
Like I will do anything.
I want that spot.
I want that spot.
Yeah.
And it's a sense of insecurity
Yeah.
that maybe this spot will make me feel better about
Right.
myself.
Right.
You know?
Mm-hmm.
And that's just me being raw and real. And at the end of the day, once you reach there,
Yeah.
you want another piece of candy. And it's like, okay, I'm not high anymore off this spot.
Mm-hmm.
I need more. And it's lonely up there, you know, because now no one else understands what you go through.
Yeah.
But the chick that you're competing against,
Right.
that's right behind you,
Who you're not friends
and
with.
who you're not friends with, and she fucking hates her guts.
Right.
Shout out to her.
Yeah.
Smash Stunts. We're cool now. Thank God. That was a nightmare. I'm so sorry. I know. I love her to death now. Like I feel like I'm in debt to her because I just put her through fucking hell. But we're cool now.
But you guys both forgave each other.
Yeah. I mean, she's not innocent though.
Right.
She's not innocent.
You're starting to
But we're so alike that's why we went heads, you know?
Yeah.
After the retirement, now my whole mindset's so different. You know, I'm like ready. That's why it can't be about me anymore.
It really sounds like you did like a lot of like inner work. Like it feels like you keep saying like I went into retirement, but like what you did something else while you were in retirement. Like you had some like self-reflection and like you changed some things.
Big time. I stripped away my narcissism. That's what I did.
Mm-hmm.
It was all about me. You know, every time I post is like, look at what I can do.
Yeah.
Oh, look at my new trick. Look at me, look at me, look at me. And now I'm like, I refused. I don't want it. Like, and not trying to blow my cover, but Bruce posts on my Drea Stunts page for me.
Right.
Because I don't want to be a part of it. You know, I'm there. I'll comment. Actually, I don't really read the comments either. They're just so negative most of the time. But if I'm commenting, that is me.
Okay.
But he's the one posting.
Yeah.
But yeah, so you're lucky to not have to experience that, like cutthroat type of.
Totally. And also like the like negative comments online, like I've had some for sure. It's usually like John from Wyoming who says I've been riding a Harley for 3,700 years and you're going to smear all over the concrete. And I'm like, thank you, John. Thank you for coming to my page to make me aware of the risks that I had no idea. You're kidding. Like, what? Okay, John, but it's not been that much. It's not been that many.
I know you vented about it in our Facebook group.
Yeah, I did.
What happened?
People just like, they do say things like that. Like
they literally say they wish death upon us.
They literally wish death upon you. They're like, they literally say, like, I hope you die so that you learn your lesson, or I hope you crash and break your back so you learn. Like, it's hardcore.
It's brutal.
It's brutal. And they don't do that to the men.
Are you sure?
Not that I've talked about. I've opened up about this a lot, and all the guys are like, no one ever says anything to me like that.
Oh my gosh. I didn't know that.
They've told me that they don't get comments like that. So I'm just taking their word for it. I haven't talked to every single guy out there.
Stop reading the comments.
Yeah, I know.
Seriously. There's nothing like why.
Yeah. But there's also all my friends on there. Like, that's how I met you. And like, that's how I'm meeting people.
Well, you can comment and like comment on their stuff.
Yeah.
But post and ghost.
Yeah.
Got that from Joe Rogan.
That's good.
Yeah, he posts and ghosts.
Joe knows what's up.
He knows. I mean, he's dealt with some shit. Some backlash.
Yeah. Yeah.
So you've only been in the scene, basically their stunt scene, for like 2 years, right?
Yeah, something like that.
But I feel like you've already made a huge impact on the female stunt scene. What in the hell? You are a gangster. You like bringing women together.
Yeah.
You're really building a community of women and empowering us. And just even the small time that we've talked, I just love your support.
That means a lot to me. I um I noticed it was missing, right? So I'm watching all this camaraderie between the guys, and I'm hanging out with my crew at home, and we're all so tight, and I was talking about like those relationships and that like family feeling, like we're tight. And I was like, none of these girls are together. Like, and I think like it's not just about like kind of competition or cattiness or anything like that, because I don't know that I change anyone's mindset. Like these girls, when I reached out to them, were already feeling like I was feeling. Let's get together. Let's support each other. But geographically, we're super far away because there's not very many. So how can you get people from, you know, spread out all across, well, we got Liz from the other side of Canada to come with us down to the movie that we made last March, and you know, every other state. And it's like, how do you get everybody? How do you get everybody together? Like, we can't do it on our own. We can't. No one can afford to drive for, you know, a week to go meet up. So, um, I just thought, you know, maybe it could be done. And then Nick, my friend who owns the Vanishing Ones, he used to own a different brand prior to that that was quite successful, and he left it to start something new. And he said it can be done. And he was the one that was like, think big and then fucking do it. And I was just
So, how
like,
did you do it?
I just started reaching out to everyone that I was wanting to be involved, like the girls, the riders. And I said to them, like, it really kind of started with the movie, I think last spring. That's when we really, like, first time we actually like got together. And I said, like, this is my idea. This is what I want to do. I don't know how. I don't know when. I don't know how I'm going to pay for it. I literally know nothing. But if I can make it happen, are you in? And they all just fucking threw caution to the wind and were like, we're in.
Wow.
With knowing nothing.
That's awesome.
Yeah, so then once I had them on board, I could go to
You had the confidence to like
yeah,
package it.
exactly. So then I hit up brands and people and started talking, was like, "These are the women that are gonna be in the movie. This is my idea. This is what it's gonna look like. Do you want in? Like, will you support this project?" And I had an overwhelming amount of support for that project, and it was really motivating to like make those phone calls and to people to be like, damn, like this is so sick. Like we're in. Like that was like, okay,
We're doing this.
we're doing this.
We're doing this. That's so sick. How did you reach out to companies?
I
Just through
do,
Instagram?
yeah, and like I do have a relationship with some companies. Like personally, I was sponsored by a few and have been given product. And so I had people that I knew. So I started with those. Like maybe if I had their actual phone number, I called them up, or if we'd had an email dealing, I emailed them. But there was some that I cold called, like DM'd on Instagram.
Isn't it hard to put yourself out there?
Yeah. Yo, this is who I am. And then like,
Like, hold up, who?
yeah, yeah,
Who the
yeah, never.
Della who?
Yeah. Yeah. You're in Canada?
Like, huh?
Yeah.
Where is Canada again?
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
Good for you.
Yeah.
I feel like you're onto something. You're onto a movement of some sort with these girls.
It feels good. Like, it feels good to, like, be, like, kind of helping to show the world that, like, we're supporting each other because, like, I know when I wasn't stunting, um, and I was, like, just, like, kind of so I wasn't like in it, right? So I just had like that outsider's perspective, like that kind of public perspective. And like that wasn't that long ago. So like I fully remember. And I really like idolized these girls and yourself included. And I felt like um like they were goals, right? Like these are the girls that ride motorcycles like the best in the world. And I just thought how awesome it was and how cool you guys were. And so I just can imagine if those women who are kind of like leading or sort of I don't know the word that I'm looking for here, but it's like if you're showing support and camaraderie, then it kind of makes it just trickle down to everyone. Like, you know what I mean?
Yes.
Like,
When you give, you open your hands to receive.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
I learned that in church. Church plug.
Church, church plug.
I love that. I love that. Cruzy and I were talking about doing like some sort of like a competition, like a different competition other than the bell brawl.
Mhm.
And I'm like, we need a female class.
Yeah,
But then I thought about it after I said that, and I'm like, would that actually work the way that we're wired? What do you think?
right. I mean, we pull it out under pressure. And those guys that compete in the brawl, they're all buddies. Like, they're not taking it out on each other when somebody does better than they do. They're all there supporting each other. So I'd like to think that we would be able to do the same thing. Having like a platform to showcase our skills and that kind of like competition looming in your head. So it's like, are you pushing a little harder at the lot to practice? Are you pushing a little harder, you know, in the off season to keep going? Yeah, I mean, I'm sure there would be girls that would compete. I don't know like if I would compete, but
I'm hosting.
yeah, I'm co-hosting.
You are.
You're busy.
You're sponsor.
We're very busy. We can't.
We gotta like rip tickets and stuff, you know?
Yeah.
Like, try your best.
Mm.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if that would be a good turnout. I mean,
And
I
it's
just
like,
I just feel like, you know how women are. We have this thing where it's like you don't want to be better than like your friend because you don't want them to feel bad. Or like you don't want them to not like you. So you're like scared to I mean, I competed with Ashley in the first Bell Brawl.
Yeah.
In Sturgis.
Yeah.
And I think it was 2018 or 19. I don't remember. Anyways, and it was kind of that feeling like, because whenever we were together, we were friends. And it's kind of like, I won't compete if you don't compete, kind of thing.
Right.
And she's like, I don't want to compete. And I'm like, I don't want to compete either. Like, we don't want to do this, you know?
Mhm.
And it's like, just kind of a touchy. I don't know. It's different for women. Men can go and do that and, you know, cheers after. Women, I feel like we're going to cry.
Right.
Like, we'll cry if we lose. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's so emotional I don't know.
Well, and like how
Let us
many
know in the comments if it's a good idea to do a female stunt competition.
Okay. Shit.
Because I don't know. That's never been done.
No.
I think it'd be cool.
Yeah.
To watch.
I got one trick. One. So
right now, by the time we get our shit together, you might have two.
Okay.
You
Good.
might have two.
Good. Good. I got time.
Yeah, you got time.
Okay, good.
Oh my gosh, I love you.
Oh. This has been really cool visiting, like so cool. And having me in your home and like we came over and swam and partied and we've just been riding. It's like I was just saying to the girls, I went over and did a little shoot with some of the other girls earlier today. And I was like, I feel kind of like homey here. Like it's like I have my people and I just feel so like welcomed and accepted. It's been really, really rad.
So does that mean you're moving to Arizona?
Right. I mean, you've been on Operation Move the Verhills to Arizona since before we came.
I need a friend like you.
You're like,
I really do. I'm the only mom at the lot. Well, actually, there's one other mom. Shout
right.
out to Veronica.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, but we unleash, I always say we unleash our daycare before our bikes get unloaded and they all just go.
Yeah.
And everyone else is like, I think they're used to it by now.
Right.
They know we got kids and we keep them contained.
Yeah.
But they're there.
Yeah.
Every single time.
Yeah.
It's not like we have family,
Well, we saw you there and everybody's looking out for them and you could
Yeah.
see there's eyes going around. Like our three were there at the same time. So there was some kids running around at the
Yeah.
lot and like you know, like they've been there. This is not new to the kids. So like they have some sensibility of what to look out for or where to walk and not walk, you know. But they forget and they just
Totally.
yeah, and you can see there's everybody's looking and paying attention. Yeah, and then you got to get on your bike and go do something that's hard or scary or takes all of your concentration and you like see your kid, you know, walking on the side and you're thinking like they really need sunscreen on.
I know, right?
I've really got a wheelie and they really need sunscreen.
Like, don't forget the sunscreen.
Yeah, yeah, totally. Like I was like literally pulling off being like grab their hats and it's like okay, back out there, right? Yeah.
So you started stunt riding after your third kid.
Yeah.
What advice would you give to these girls that are like growing up in the stunt scene and they're childbearing and they don't have much time left?
Mm,
Like they're getting to that age where it's like, okay, baby time, but they're relying on sponsorship money.
yeah.
This is their lifestyle. You
Right.
know how it is. Like this is your life. To be down for 9 months
Yeah.
that's a whole year of not riding.
Right.
That's a long time. Do you have any advice for those girls?
I mean,
Like how do you prepare for that?
right. So I rode probably too far into my pregnancy, but I wasn't stunt riding, but I was just riding my motorcycle. And so to each their own, like whatever that looks like for you. But, um, you know, I think you can probably get a couple months out of riding if you're comfortable with it. And you will miss it. Like I missed it and I wasn't even stunting. I just missed riding my motorcycle. I missed that like feeling that you get and that freedom and like I have a busy mind. Like I'm always thinking about something and obsessing about something. And so like when I ride, it's like I'm talking about sunscreen, but I usually can kind of
Mhm.
turn everything off. But if that were to happen today, like if I were to choose to have another child today, I'm not. Just to be really clear.
Just telling you. Yeah.
um, I would I would probably bank content and just get ready for the time that I knew that was coming. And it's like choices, man. Like what's important, right? Um, I got a whole lifetime with my kids and like how long am I going to stunt ride? I don't know. Like,
I love that.
yeah, it's a whole life. It's a whole thing. And for me, it's like really upfront and in my face how quickly it goes because my kids span from 4 to 21. So I'm not you know, it's really like my oldest, he's a grown man, like he's out living on his own and it helps me to reflect on the younger ones because it was only a minute ago when he was living at home and it was only a minute before that when I was holding his hand across the street, right?
Don't tell me that.
So it was fast, like really, really fast.
Mhm.
And it's such a short amount of time that they're little like this. It's not going to last forever.
Totally.
Yeah. And then you can do whatever the fuck you want again.
Yeah.
And it's never too late. I learned to ride at 33. I learned to stunt at 35, 36. No, was more older than that. Oh my God. I'm 21, so I don't know how I could be any of those numbers, but
I'm shocked you learned how to ride a wheelie on a Harley
right.
at that age.
Right.
And being a mom, like
Right.
that's crazy.
Obsessed.
Yeah.
Totally
Did
obsessed.
you ride every day when you were learning?
Close. Yeah.
Yeah, you had to have.
Yeah.
That's so crazy. I can't even imagine.
Not for like super long, but I just like made sure I got out there, right? And I know, like, truthfully, like I say that and it's funny and it's shocking. And like, yeah, I did learn on the sports tour and holy shit. Um, I definitely need to dial in my foot braking game. Like it is, well, I saved myself in Tahoe. You see that
Mhm.
video last
Mhm.
weekend? I mean, it's there, but it's not my strength. So if I like people that are thinking about learning, like you got to learn on a pit bike. Like I skipped a fundamental there, and
It's a
I
huge
gotta
fundamental.
go back. Yeah, I gotta back it up here because there's moments when I'm up there and I'm afraid to drop back, and I'm fighting that fear, and I'm thinking to myself like, if I knew my foot braking was dialed in,
You trust yourself.
I'd trust myself more, and that's everything, and that's why I struggle sometimes because I get in my head that I don't got it right. So I wouldn't recommend it.
So coming back from retirement, I have some advice for you.
Mm.
Go back to the fundamentals.
Mhm.
Just say, okay, today
Yeah.
I'm going to practice my foot brake.
Yeah.
And practice it all day.
Yeah.
And be okay that I'm not killing it because I'm clutching it up and breaking it down.
Right.
Just if I have to tell everyone at the lot that's what I'm doing, so I feel better about myself, then I'm gonna have to tell everyone.
Newsflash.
Yeah, but I need to, like, if you need to nail it, you know, because that's how I am with my throttle control right now, and I have to learn engine brake.
Yeah.
I'm so used to the street bike,
Right.
so like I have to remember not to jam my brakes so much because the engine does it all. That's why you probably don't feel like you know your foot brake because you don't really need it.
Yeah, exactly. Like there's only been a handful of times when it's been kind of an emergency situation and I've come through, which is great, but like, will I every time? I don't know.
It's got to be like the car.
It's got to be like the car. And it's also got to be like we're just talking about that I know that. So then I trust myself. So then I throw it back because I know that I've got it and I'll hit that scrape every time. And right now, like to scrape, we also chopped my fender before I was probably ready. So there's another whole issue. But to scrape my chopped fender is a reach for me, like right now. Like it takes 10, 12 passes and I have to like, yeah, it's not there. It's not right there. It's not easy.
You should have started long.
Yeah.
Just to get confidence.
Totally.
You know?
Yeah.
I mean, I cut mine long.
Yeah.
I leave mine long because, like, what the fuck's the point? I'm not gonna, well, until I'm ready, if I even want to ever learn hand drags and stuff like that, where I need to be deep, fuck it, keep it long.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know? Then you can drag them longer.
Yeah.
And it's just like, why? I don't need it long. Plus, I don't know if you've seen people's rear tire come off the ground.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because their fender's so short.
And then they break and then the wheel stops and then they come down and mouse trap.
Yes. That's why I keep my shit long too.
Yeah, totally. But when we were on tour up in Canada in July, we went on tour for 2 weeks and had 4 or 5 stops. We were riding every day. We didn't have the kids. We were shows every, couple days. We were practicing in lots at every town that we were at. No kids, no distractions. Like that's what we were there to do. And I had it so dialed. And I was just like my cruising spot in wheelies was my scrape plate was just a credit card just away from the street. And I just was riding it there and I just be like it was just nothing.
Wow.
And I'm just like was so close to having it dialed. Like I was riding at that spot and it's like that next level would have been scraping on command, I was just right there. And then I take some time off or we're not riding every day and it totally fucks me. And that's what I got to offer right now is the ups and downs, like if I'm not riding every day, I can't scrape. That's where we're at.
It's just like the gym.
Yeah.
Have you ever lifted in the gym?
No, because I don't have the freaking mental capacity to get there.
Yeah, you take a fucking day off, you can't lift as much as you could
right
a few days ago.
Right.
It's exactly like the gym.
It's like everything though in life, right?
I know. I always compare everything to stunt riding. I'm like, this is just like stunt riding. But you know what's crazy? This is what I'm preaching to my audience. Almost every damn video, I feel like my goal is to preach to them. Once you learn how to stunt ride and learn the mental management of stunt riding and learn how to be successful, not monetary success, successful in stunt riding, like overcoming hard things.
Yeah. Yep.
You can transfer that to every single aspect of your life.
Yeah. 100%.
Oh, you want to start a business? No fucking problem.
No problem.
No problem. I already went through hell through stunt riding.
Yep.
I can go through hell again because I know I can do it. You know, it doesn't matter. Motherhood, oh, I got this. Anything hard in life, you got it as long as you nail stunt riding.
Yep. That's literally what I say. Like, I've said that in different podcasts or different interviews. And I said it about the movie when I got interviewed about the movie. Like, I literally did something that was seemingly impossible on day one. I was like, there is no way I'm going to be able to do this. And I did it. And so now I know that with a little time and effort, and it might be a year or 2 years, it might be 10 years. I don't know. But if I keep going and don't give up, I'm going to accomplish it. And now I have like the experience of that. And I literally apply that to my whole life. And when you even asked me about the movie and you're like, how did you do that? And it's like stunt riding taught me if I want something, I just go get it.
And don't give up.
And don't give up. That's the only way you're going to fail is if you give up. You think people give a shit if it took you 1 month, 6 months, 6 years, 10 years? Nobody gives a shit about that. They just see when you actually accomplish the thing that you went out to do. And then people are like, well, man, you did that so fast. You're so lucky. What? Sorry. Come again?
You're so right.
Yeah.
I fucking love that. I
Mhm.
love that about you. I
We
love
all-
that you know that. So you were never that kind of person before stunt riding? Like you didn't know that about life?
I did not know that about life. I would say I was successful. I would say that I was successful on the outside. Like other people would have called me successful, more monetary than anything else. But I definitely didn't know that. And I was struggling internally really badly. And I, I think I just had that kind of one thing going for me. Like my business was great, but in every other aspect, I was not great. So no, I definitely did not know that. I didn't learn that lesson. I'd never really struggled in my life or had to try hard for any things. Things had just kind of worked out for me, but
Or you didn't try anything hard, so it
I
just
did
worked. It was easy.
more like that.
So I want to put something in your head then. So that you know how you're having a rough time right now with riding.
Yeah.
Those lows are what makes the highs.
Yeah.
And looking back throughout my whole riding career, the best times of my life were the days that I cried in my helmet, alone, in the dark, in the rain, at the lot, by myself. Because I wanted it so fucking bad.
Yeah.
And that was where the growth comes. The days that you want to give up, the days that you feel like you're not good enough, the days that you feel like, what the fuck am I doing? Is this for me? Those are the days that make you, literally make you. So cherish it.
Yeah.
Because in a year from now, you're going to look back and you're like, remember when I didn't feel good enough? Like, look who I am. It fucking made me. You know?
Yeah.
You got to get drug a little bit to, you know, toughen up.
Right. Yeah. If it was easy, if it came easy, then, you know, it wouldn't be worth it. Yeah.
Yeah, totally. You see those stunt riders too. The shit comes so easy to them, they don't even care to learn anymore.
Right.
They don't even want to ride. And I'm like, you have so much fucking potential. What the fuck?
I'm like clawing my way there, barely making.
Yeah, I'm like struggling. It's so hard for me.
Yeah.
And you are just flawless the first time you get on, and it's not for me.
Yeah.
I'm like, what the fuck? I wish that was me. I hate those type of people, man.
I posted a story the other day when we were at the lot. It was so fucking hot for me. And I was sitting in the trailer in the air conditioning, feeling like this, but also just so flippin' hot. And I like posted a story on my Instagram with like the struggle bus, like,
oh yeah, I saw that.
Yeah. And so many people were like messaging me being like, that is the perfect thing. Like I'm using this struggle bus from now on.
Totally.
But like identifying that, like identifying like that's where I'm at in a moment is okay for me. Like I'm not going to give up. And I just have to say it out loud. Like I'm struggling right now. Like this is not, I'm not feeling my best, or like I'm having a hard time. And it's like I say it out loud and it kind of takes the power away from it. And then I can, yeah, like just refocus and like keep going. It's been challenging here, I think, for me because I've had a few of those days in a row. And typically when I push through and go out the next day, it changes. So to have kind of a series of those feelings in a row.
Feels like it's forever.
Yeah, it's been tough. Yeah.
Fuck, maybe we should go out tomorrow and ride.
Yeah.
Just us.
Right. Let's leave Bruce and Brett with the kids.
Oh, that's a good idea.
Daddy daycare. 6 kids.
Like they are right now?
Yeah.
It sounds like they're really taking care of them.
There's a lot of screaming.
I heard a couple bangs. I don't know what really is going on out there. They might be in the garage, the guys.
Shout out to Bruce and Brett.
I know.
Great job.
They're great fathers. Well, I love you so much, and I'm so grateful for you taking time out of your vacation, work vacation,
Yeah.
to sit down and talk with me. It really means a lot, and I know this is a good one. Real good one.
This is a good one, and I'm honestly honored. Like I can't even I have to just like give you some perspective here. Like let's go back to Krista 2018, never even rode a motorcycle before, watching you on your sport bike in your wedding dress do circles wheelies with Bruce. And now I'm just like hanging out in your house, like chatting with you and building friendship. I'm like, what?
Girl, that's also what I want my audience to know too. Like, you don't understand. You think these people are untouchable, but as soon as you wheelie and or start getting better, it's a little easier for women. I'm not gonna say easier, but once you wheelie, you kind of get way more notoriety and noticed. But for men, you just keep showing up, dude. Keep showing up, and the swole guys at the gym are gonna notice you. You know, the really good stunt riders at the lot will notice you.
Yeah.
And you keep traveling and keep just showing up on social media, and eventually you're gonna be friends with
Right.
all the influencers that you look or stunt riders that you looked up to. They're normal people.
Normal people. And they respect you if you're out there going through the grind like they did. It's like it's a dime a dozen people who start the process. So like I think that's the other thing is that like not for me because I'm so new to it and so early in my journey, but I do know that some of the other people that are further along in their journey, they're a little bit jaded, and it's like, yo, if I just took in every guy or every person who was like, I want to learn to stunt ride, I'd be going through people, So it's like you got to put in a little time and effort and show that you're invested, and then all of a sudden they're going to be like, okay, like here's a couple tips, and like cool, we see you. And then it's like they start to warm up to you because they're like, oh, this is for real. This is not like I'm going to start to stunt ride and give up in 3 months. Yeah. Right.
Well, I was just talking about it today with my friend, saying like, how do you hang out with millionaires? You become one.
Right.
And if you're not one yet, how do you hang out with millionaires? You show up, and you keep showing up to those meetings. You keep showing up to those conferences. How do you hang out with swole dudes at the gym?
Right.
You get swole.
Yeah.
You get good, and if you're not swole, they're still going to be cool with you if you keep showing up to the gym every day.
Right.
You keep showing up and you keep trying, and maybe ask them to spot you or ask them for advice. At first, it's going to be really make you feel really nervous and sick. But if you keep fucking showing up, they're going to be like, oh,
yeah,
Krista, you're back again.
Right.
You won't go away.
Yeah.
You know?
You and your shitty wheelies.
You want me to keep coming? I guess I'm going to help you.
Because you're going to hurt someone.
Yeah, I know, right? Come here, damn it. Let me let some tire pressure out of that.
Yeah.
So, yeah. That is just how life is in general. It's not just stunt riding, but it is hard to to the stunt spot and not be good or not be known. Who are you?
So hard not to be good. Even for me, like I knew the people there. And like I was telling you, it's a tiny little scene. There's 4 or 5, maybe 6 people there tops, and maybe a couple people they brought to watch. So it's like I don't even have an audience. And half the audience I'm like are like major bros or married to. And I was still like insecure and just absolutely hating it. It's like you ride up and down that street 100 times. I put like 6,500 kilometers. We don't know in miles.
What's the translation? I'm gonna Google that later.
Okay. On my bike one year, like at the stunt lot. Like I didn't go anywhere. Like
that's just back and forth wheelies.
Yeah, and it's not like a outrageous number. It's not like something to like write home about, but it's like people put that on in a whole year of riding in Canada. Not like the people that like haul ass and go on major trips, but I would say that that's probably near average is my guess. Leave me a comment if I'm totally off here. But yeah, like it was at the stunt lot. Like,
you know what's crazy though? Talking about us being insecure. Imagine being a man.
Right. Right.
We're girls. We have a fucking excuse to suck.
Right.
I'm not. No, I'm not. Am I lying?
I mean, like the expectations are lower.
Way lower.
Yeah.
You know, and it's like, I don't know. I feel for these men.
Yeah,
I really do.
They're coming out there and it's like, yeah, that's a really hard thing to do. Yeah.
That's why I really want to help them, dude.
Yeah.
And they reach out to me and I feel like they look to me for more of like the comfort type advice.
What's not less intimidating?
Yeah, maybe.
You're right.
Yeah, obviously, they probably look up to Bruce, on a different level and skill level and just as a bro. But I don't know. I really like. I know this can change people's lives,
right?
Not just like I want to wheelie my bike and
no
be a influencer.
No, it has nothing to do with the actual wheelie. Like what you actually get from it is so much more than that. And like we're trying to talk about here is like the community.
Yes.
It's a community.
You get friends. Like we moved to Arizona. I'm like, oh, we had no thought in our head that we weren't going to be able to make friends.
Yeah.
You're going to make friends because just the motorcycle scene in general, but stunt riding is a small niche, even smaller niche. Yeah. So it's like, I don't know. Although, like I was saying, the scene in Arizona is a little strange.
The scene in Arizona is huge.
Fucking massive.
Like I am blown away.
It's huge.
Yes. Like so many people. It's so cool.
I don't know if it's just me that doesn't know everyone.
Right.
But I feel like no one knows everyone. Like I'm like, there's just so many stunt riders.
Right.
You got the dirt bike dudes, you got the, the sport bikes, and then, the Harleys. It's just.
Oh, I forgot about Jonah that we ride with at home. Sorry, Jonah. He shreds on a dirt bike. Like,
oh, really?
Unreal.
Dude, those dirt bike dudes get on a Harley and they fucking rip.
Yeah, he doesn't give a shit.
How old is he?
20, early 20s.
That explains it.
He bought a Harley and he was like, nah. And he just went back to his dirt bike. Yeah. But he's ground down like his back fender on his dirt bike from scraping it so far. Like he's not cut it. It's just from the road that it's like he's at fucking, who knows where he's at. He's at like 330.
Holy shit. Yeah, that's sick. Dirt bikes go deep.
Yeah. Yeah. It's gnarly.
That's so cool.
Mm-hmm.
That's so cool.
He rides around town. We live in like a smallish town. He rides around impeding traffic just in first gear, just wheeling nonstop.
Weaving in and out.
Like, no, not even. Just holds up everyone. And like I get stuck in traffic sometimes, like heading home. Like he lives out nearby us. And I'm like looking. I'm like, what is the holdup? And I'm like, oh, it's Jonah.
Son of a bitch. Right?
No. Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Well, I really enjoyed this.
Yeah, me too.
We gotta wrap it up, but
we'll just turn everything off and keep talking.
I know, right?
Yeah.
Dude, I feel like you're a long lost friend that I need in my life. We need to call each other.
Okay. It's a date.
And talk.
Yeah.
business because I cannot shut up about business.
Yes. You already gave me a couple good tips that I was looking into.
Well, we need to tip each other off.
Yeah, you need the perspective, right? The outside perspective.
Yeah,
another
I have a group
perspective.
of girls that we meet up every Wednesday, and we're all in different niches, and we just bounce business ideas. It's just like inspiring. We all leave like high off of motivation, and it's so cool.
I love that.
Yeah, you would be invited to the table.
All right. Another
If you
reason
lived
to
here.
move.
Yeah, you're gonna have to move, dude. I don't know. Just saying. Anyways, well, my last question for you.
Okay.
Okay, I got 2 questions.
Oh.
What is the impact you would like to make on the stunt riding scene?
Oh, shit. Impact. I think honestly, like, if I could be known as the person that brought everyone together or like helped kind of make that change from like where it was when you competition to like being more friends and supporting each other. And I think that started to happen without me for sure. But like if I could be a piece of that puzzle, like that's definitely goals.
In the female scene.
Yeah.
I think you're on your way.
Yeah.
I love that.
Thank
I
you.
love that. So where can we all find you?
Instagram at Dela Crew Co or at Mrs._Verhiel. And that's really hard to spell. So you'll have to look up Della.
I'll put it on the thing.
Here.
Yeah, right. Link below. Well, thank you.
Yeah. Thanks for having me.
I love you.
It was honestly an honor.
That's amazing. That's amazing. Okay. Well, peace, guys.
Wrap.